Welcome to Racing to Win. We're off to Sha Tin for an 8-race meeting on the all-weather on Wednesday night, and we've got it previewed for you right here on the show. We've got a Class 2 early in the program, and we rush home with a couple of higher grade races as far as the Class 3 horses go. Joined in the studio today to preview the meeting by Paul Lally and Tom Wooden. Tom, is that some snowflakes floating past in that screen behind you? It's very, very cold.
It could very well be, Mark. It's been very cold at Sha Tin. Out at the trials on Tuesday morning was around about 5 degrees, and it's not going to get too much warmer for Wednesday night's card. Main event in terms of class comes up early. These sort of horses met a few runs ago when Alva St Paul's was able to win, and there's a couple in that race, the likes of Mr. Ascendancy and Alacrity, who are trying the surface for the first time.
They are indeed. Paul Lally joins us too. Can you put a few jackpot logs on the fire to warm us up a bit further?
There is 4 actually. There's 4 races. The even numbers 2, 4, 6 and 8. We're doing 800,000 going into the quartet first 4 merge pools. So just seeding those pools. Nothing in the 6 up or the triple trio, but if you do get it, you're going to be really well rewarded because it's always open, these meetings, aren't they?
It is indeed. Before we get to Wednesday night, Tom, Tuesday morning, you're at the trials to see some big names appear in the first of them. None bigger, of course, than that of Romantic Warrior, and he looked awesome.
Yeah, he did. He sort of sat back just off the pace and then peeled wide around the home turn. James McDonald stayed here after winning the Stewards Cup on Sunday to partner him in this trial. Track not really too much in terms of rain affected. Youthful Deal led up and set the pace as he normally does, but inside the last 200 metres he closed off really well. You got encountered moments in time, and then you've also got Chill Chiba. He was chased along, Paul. Helene Feeling sat at the back pretty much throughout.
Yeah, look, he was just coasting the line, wasn't he? He wasn't asked to do too much at all, but yeah, nice trial from Romantic Warrior. He's come out of his last start, and he's had a busy season. I mean, he went to Cox Plate and he's come international, and he's still going pretty strong.
He's indeed. Well, the man on board of Romantic Warrior is James McDonald. These were his thoughts straight after the trial. James, on a freezing morning at Sha Tin, that trial must have just warmed you up a bit.
Yeah, well, I put a spring in my step anyway, but he's in great form. Really thrilled with him. He's pulled up extremely well, and it's probably just what he needed to obviously stimulate him again and get him ready for obviously a month's time where he's got a big task ahead of him. But he's in great form. Very, very happy with him. I suppose he's just where Danny wants him.
And things more settled with him this time leading into the race because it's more a normal routine for him?
Yeah, well, he's had this lovely break, and he's enjoyed himself. He's got a spring in his step. He's moving extremely well, and that's what we took out of today. Obviously, he had a nice exercise where he took a bit of a blow, but I'm sure he might have one more trial, and that will tick him over beautifully. But he's definitely forward enough for his preparation, and yeah, he's in tremendous form. Really happy with him.
He's now your 2,000 metre horse, of course. You've also got a very nice 1,600 metre horse in Voyage Bubble.
Yeah, he's the king though. So over 2,000 metres, he's obviously simply the best, and I hope he maintains that record because he just wears his heart on his sleeve. He gives his all, and yeah, very, very happy to be partnering 2 very good horses here in Hong Kong, and yeah, he's been so good to me, to Romantic.
Leading towards the Classic Mile 2, what did you make of the run of How Deep Is Your Love?
Yep, very happy. He had a bit of a task from back in the field. He was giving away a bit of weight, so he was beaten 4 lengths, which obviously he was giving 7 kilos to Mugen, who's a high-class galloper, and I thought he stayed on reasonably well over the 1,400. I'd love a good barrier with him over the mile, and to be able to switch him off and run it strongly. But he's as good a chance as anything, and I think John's got a pretty strong hand in the race.
There he is, James McDonald, Romantic Warrior, heading towards the City Hong Kong Gold Cup as his next target. We're heading towards Wednesday night at Sha Tin right now, where the meeting gets underway at a later start time. There's no beer garden in operation, so it is a meeting on the all-weather, meeting 40, and the first race gets underway at 7:15. The 2 races we focus on the Bird night is the Flamingo Handicap and the Heron Handicap, the Class 3s over the 12 and the 1,650 metres. Montafruta comes out of race number 7. Ladies' choice for Derek Long and Michael Chang go in. So the 7th race has Campione on the class drop with the blinkers off and the visor going on. Capital Delight, a last start winner, carries an extra £3. Visor added to Fiery Diamond as he comes back in trip. Smoky Bear's a 2-time course and distance winner. Good Buddy's had 2 starts on the all-weather for a second and a 4th. Mark the Moment's getting better this time in. We've got Sports Legend with the cheek pieces off, having his first start also for Danny Shum, and Savvy Chic, the cheek pieces off and the blinkers going on. Tom, where does the pace come from?
Well, it's looking like there is a bit of pace in this race. Mark, Sports Legend was able to lead up and win by 8 1/4 lengths in a recent barrier trial. Led up last time out on the surface, but weakened. Ladies' Choice has led in the past. Campione led in his trial, Paul. Mark the Moment led last time out. Fiery Diamond has led. Maniac, to an extent, has been up on the pace as well, and All Is Good is another one that's led in the past.
Yeah, and Good Buddy as well. He doesn't mind too far away. So it's going to be quite a compact field, I think, with a bit of pace on in this one.
With all races being on the inside course on Wednesday night, thought we'd have a look at some of the stats, Paul, of the leading trainers and jockeys when it comes to the all-weather this season. It's John Size just in front of a lineup of Founds, Newman, Man and Shum.
Yeah, so not too much amongst everyone at this stage. No one's really stuck their hand up early on in the season, but John Size got those 4 wins at the moment.
Yeah, he's obviously one of the leading trainers, of course, here in Hong Kong, and has been for a very long time, and certainly starting to build momentum at this part of the season. Zach Purton, Luke Ferraris, Paul, does ride this circuit pretty well, and Andrea Atzini hasn't taken long to acclimatise to the Sha Tin dirt as well.
No, he's going pretty well as well. So, look, yeah, again, there's not much between them, but as you say, of Luke Ferraris, and he's got a couple of nice rides, I think, on Wednesday
one of those
night.
types of tracks, the all-weather as well, where it can play different from meeting to meeting. Yeah. It'll all depend how they sort of have time to prepare it on Wednesday as to how it will race, if we've got too much rain or not.
Well, one rider that we'll be hoping to add his name to the higher part of the leaderboard is Angus Chung, your partner Campione in race number 7 on the class drop. Angus, class drop this week for Campione. Is that just what this horse needs?
Yeah, he dropped to class 3 right now. I think he's very competitive in class 3. I think before the start, in the class 2 in Happy Valley and Sha Tin as well, he can't get a good run because the pace a bit too quick for him. I think the best performance would be put in the front, let him happy to keep rolling, like the trials. He put a blinkers on right now, and I think he's very competitive in that class.
Speaking of the trials, you did trial him between races. Were you happy with how he's been in that trial?
Yeah, I would say he a little bit too casual in the early season, so we're just trying to make him work a little bit harder, and I think his mind's changed and he getting competitive.
And the all-weather track, is that his best surface to race on?
I think the grass may be the best he on, but he doesn't really mind the dirt track as well. I think as long as he's happy in front, keep rolling, and I think he hit the line very strong.
You rode the last piece of work on him leading into the race. Did he feel good?
Yeah, he was feel good. Like I said, he just not in the best way to ride him. So I think that race, I think he's pretty easy to get in front and ride the best.
That is Angus on Campione. Some of the others in the field, Paul, are as follows, including Capital Delight, who appears in our first replay as a last start winner. He can't have done any more. This was his first run on the surface.
Yeah, so he's 1 for 1 on it. He came and he won really nice. So that was a good run from Good Buddy as well. He's only had the limited starts on it. There was a bit of pace in this race, so Capital Delight did manage to get the race run to suit. But there should be pace in this race as well.
Yeah, and it did help him last time out also, because he wasn't the quickest out of the machine, but he really did surge home late. Certainly willing to include Good Buddy again on this performance. Mark the Moment, you'd probably suggest, is not too far away from doing something. And well, Toronado Phantom was not too far away from there, and we know he does enjoy the surface.
So much so, Tom, here he is in our next replay, Toronado Phantom. This is the race they went very far. Zach sat back on the grey and just let him storm down the outside. Good Buddy makes ground. Sports Legend. He ends up fading and running 10th, but his trial up at Chungpa was very good.
It was led up in that trial, travelled well, and he won by over 8 lengths. This was his all-weather debut. Didn't do a great deal. 2 days later, he's changed stable, so I don't really know what to read into that. But I'm prepared to give him another chance, because there was a bit of support for him last time out. And Toronado Phantom here, Paul's 5 pounds better off with the Capital Delight on their last start meeting. So, look, he's always sort of amongst these runners in these types of races. He's normally pretty honest.
He is. He's pretty honest. He's getting on a little bit now. But he has won recently, so we just saw that one.
We head to Chungfa now, Paul, and the two in this trial. A Fiery Diamond who leads. He fades very badly in the straight, but it was on the turf. He does love the course and distance. Maniac is one start for one minor placing over the 1200 on the dirt.
Yeah, Maniac's probably the one I'm going to take out of this race. Fiery Diamond, one thing in his favour, he'll get that big claim, but there's so much pace around him that just worries me a little bit with him.
I do like Maniac in this race. He's 66 days since his last run. He was able to run second on the surface behind Packing Bowl, who's been a little bit disappointing since. He's won a couple of recent trials, but the format of his last race where he did weaken, Leslie, Jumbo Fortune, Choo Chow Spirit, they've all won, so it's been a decent form reference, that one.
It certainly has. So that's Maniac getting a good rap for Tom in the Jamie Richards stable. Maniac, and Zach Purton takes the ride, Paul, but who wins this?
Yeah, I got him on top too. I'm with Tom and Maniac. Coming onto the surface looks absolutely ideal for him. So he's only had that one start on it, ran well. The horse coming into the race, Lady's Choice, again a new horse onto the surface, but he's been a very consistent horse, this one, and comes out with barrier number 4. I think he'll get a good run just in behind the pace. Good Buddy has been consistent, and Sports Legend with the cheek pieces coming off. 3, 10, 8 and 11.
3 and 2, my Quinella here. I think Maniac can win this race for Jamie Richards and Zach Purton. Out of a good form race last time out. He's been freshened since then. It was up outside the leader and faded, but his two trials coming into this have been good. Capital Delight, can't argue with what he's done on the surface so far. 17 days since that effort, Vincent Ho and Casper Founds. Good Buddy certainly goes in. He's well rated. His last win came off 68 over a year ago. David Hall, Alexi Bedellin. I'm going to give Sports Legend the benefit of the doubt. He's coming into this with the cheek pieces off. A strong recent trial wins. We'll see if he can bring that to the races this time round. 3, 2, 8 and 11.
And that is race number 7. We've seen How Deep Is Your Love earlier in the show. We've seen Helene Feeling, Chill Chibi in Moments in Time. That means the 4-year-old series is close.
Almost set to go, the Classic Mile, they're underway.
Welcome back. You are watching Racing to Win as the focus is Wednesday night at Sha Tin, but the focus now, Paul, is your last run reminder as we see the screen reveal and you're going to feel the power.
Yes, Aka Power, the horse coming back onto the all-weather. Very, very good run for him last time. Aka Power, and we'll see this race now. He gets well back, but that's his normal racing style. He does get back. He runs on strongly, and you'll see him. In the straight when he actually really makes up lots of good ground. They went quite slow here, almost 2 seconds slower for the first 600 metres there. You can see him slowly making ground on the inside and finishing off really nicely here. And it was a really good run from him. He's been consistent all season. 2 fifths, then he had a win, a 6th, a 3rd and a 4th. That win was in this grade, and you can see him doing it nicely. So a really nice win there, or run I should say, from Aka Power. And he's got a £10 claim, which should help him a bit. He's drawn 12, but as you see, he gets back anyway, so it shouldn't worry him.
And you can sit wide on the all-weather too.
You can.
Expecting more pace in that race this week too?
Yeah, it should be more paces.
All right, so here's a race 5, number 10, Aka Power, this week's last run reminder. That comes up after the break on every show on Racing to Win, and you'll find more or last run reminders on the website hkjc.com. We're racing now into race number 8, which is the Heron Handicap over the 1650 and a Class 3. Everyone's light pulled up lame last time. Yellowfin carries an extra £3 for his 4th behind Adderfill. Adderfill, he carries an extra £8 for the win. Perfect Team was a winner 4 starts ago, comes off that 3rd behind Adderfill also. Loyal Baby's best form is at Happy Valley. Romantic Charm is coming back in trip. We've got So We Joy, who's a 3-time course and distance winner. Absolute Sunshine, cheek pieces off, the blinkers go on. Mighty Armour steps up in trip and seizing the moment, the blinkers off, the pacifiers with the cowls go on. Tom, and Yellowfin goes to the lead.
Yeah, he's a horse that can roll forward. Outgate is another one that does like to go forward. He's got Angus Chung from Barry at number 13. So he'll be trying to cross when they get to that first turn, which does come up very quickly on the all-weather. Frantank, he's drawn better this time round. He had barrier 11, so he should secure a pretty good run behind him from barrier 4. And self-improvement, Paul, another horse that does like to roll forward. He's got a wide gate in barrier 10.
Yeah, so with the outgate sort of back out in distance there, he's been running over 1200 last time. He's back up to the 1650, which is better for him, and he's going to put a bit of pressure, I think, on Yellowfin, so should be a good pace in this race.
Adderfield is looking for back-to-back victories. It's been a big week so far already for his trainer, Ricky Yu. Ricky, his last win a month ago at Adderfield. How's he been since that win?
He put up really well. And he has been to Chong Fa, and he enjoyed it very much up there. I think it goes well again. Yeah.
Another good draw this week. That's something he hasn't had much luck with, is the barrier draws, isn't it?
Yeah, this time he had a much better draw, and same sort of a feel. And it seems to me that third service he enjoyed it very much.
You've given him a trial since that last win. Hugh rode him. Were you both happy with the trial?
Yeah, we only give him a soft trial just in order to keep him happy. You know, that's what you want.
Barrier number 3. What are the tactics likely to be?
Make sure he jumps well, and wherever he's happy, somewhere midfield or follow about 3 or 4, and let him find his feet, and he'll do his job.
Let's go back to the Stewards Cup. Congratulations with Voyage Bubble. Has he pulled up well?
Thank you. He seems nothing happened to him. He's magnificent.
What's the plan going forward with him at this stage?
We haven't really decided yet. We'll have a good chat with the owner. Yeah.
The presentation, have you ever seen more people on the Sha Tin track for a winning photo than Voyage Bubbles on the weekend?
They told me it's a record. They're close to 100. Yeah, it's a new record for for this enjoyment.
No wonder he doesn't have the plans to talk to the owners. He's only up to the letter D in his phone when it comes to the owners. Gee, there were some people out there.
Yeah, there was. When they're all enjoying it, it's great to see, isn't it?
It is.
It was. I think there's only actually probably 11 or 12 people actually registered in that syndicate, so there was a lot of friends there.
It was friends, families, and a few hangers-on out there as well, celebrating the win of Voyage Bubble. We are moving on now, Tom, to Adderfield last time. Now, this is him winning the race over the 1650. Frantank has been busy but racing well. Yellowfin led, perfect teams on the inside, so We Joy was back, seizing the moment 6th. The other two probably just need to improve, wouldn't they? Absolute Sunshine and Everyone's Delight.
Yeah, I think we haven't seen enough from Absolute Sunshine yet. Everyone's Delight was struggling on the turn there. I really like the run here of Frantank. He's £4 better off with Adderfield for that neck beating last time out. He's been improving. He covered some ground. So he's going to get a good run, Paul, from barrier number 4, and he was only headed late here. So I do think it is between Frantank and Adderfield, and Yellowfin's been going well, and you can make probably a good case for perfect team as well.
Yeah, no, you could. He finished off well. Yeah, Yellowfin, I think he might just get a little bit of pressure, but no, I'm going to stick with Adderfield. I thought it was a good run from him.
And this is what he's done, Paul, saying you're sticking with him. These are his stats.
Yeah, look, he's an absolute duffer on the turf, this horse. 6 zip, doesn't do anything. Then he comes onto this all-weather, and you can see there 10 starts, 4 wins. Distance, he's been placed right through. So he's a horse. He's an absolute dirt specialist, isn't he?
Barrier Hugh Bowman riding as well, and he partnered him in a recent barrier trial. Here's a few of Hugh's rides. Harry's hero in the first race for Ricky Hughes, not the worst. He's got Chang Cheng Prince in the main event, the Class 2. Lucky Banner's been racing well. Precision Goal there in Class 5 for Hugh. Flying Dragon, Paul, for Dinnership. I thought he could be a winning chance on some of his form.
Yeah, he goes well on the surface, and top tees. He's taken no ill effects. He was scratched at his last time, but he's coming onto the surface as well, and Adderfield in the last. So he's got a good book.
He didn't appear on the leading jockeys list, Hugh, at the top of the show. He's only had 6 rides on the all-weather, largely due to that injury earlier in the season. So don't be put off by the fact his name was not on that list. Paul Romantic Charm runs 3rd on the turf last time. Unknown when it comes to the all-weather. Of course, he ventured down to Australia as the travelling companion for Romantic Warrior.
Yeah, did race down there as well. Barrier number 5 for him, so he should get a nice enough run from barrier number 5 by Savabeel and O'Reilly Mare. As you say, it's just the all-weather is just the unknown for him. There's some real horses that are good on the surface.
CP Brave was the winner of this race. He ran well again at the weekend. Thought he wasn't too bad here over the final stages on the inside. He's another one that's been back to the trials. He ran third to Wellington on the all-weather there, and Vincent Ho riding for Danny Shim. So I don't think the all-weather will be too much of a concern for him.
He comes back in trip 2 from that replay from the 1800 to the 1650. Nordic Star, Tom, last time was victorious. He gets in here with a lighter weight. Zach rides for Danny Shum because he comes back up in grade, where at this stage he has just a 1 placing record from 6 starts.
Yeah, Zach's obviously keen to stick with the horse. Might put up 1 or 2 pounds over there, the Brazilian-bred 5-year-old, but steps back up again. Lucky Banner, I think, should be a strong chance in one of the earlier races. Blissful Star there, Legion of Merit, all these horses in on the card. The form out of the race is okay as well, Paul, because I think it was one of the hedge horses there finishing off, and he's since won. So the form's not bad, just the step up in grade.
Yeah, it is. The positive is he gets this light weight, doesn't he? I've included him on a minor one.
Self-improvement, Paul. He's been a regular on the all-weather, this horse. He did have a spin around on the turf 2 starts ago, but all of his runs so far have been at the 6 furlongs on the dirt.
Yeah, he's in another one of the deep fields that we've got here as well, out of a Star Witness mare coming up to the 1650. I don't think it looks too bad. Just the way he ran here, he sort of looked a little bit one pace at the end. So I think the 1650 might be good for him at this stage of his campaign.
He had a bit of a bumping duel around the turn with the horse to his inside, to Call Me Danny. Don't think it affected him too much. Blanket finish there, not too much covered them. Just looked a little bit one pace. So, maybe the step up and trip might assist him with that sort of performance.
He did win at 1.3 over the 1200 metres earlier in the season, did Self-Improvement. But who wins the last, Paul?
Yeah, I'll go with Adderfield. I can stick with him. He's the dirt specialist here, and it was a nice win last time. Yellowfin will be right on the pace, Nordic Star, the lightweight, and Self-Improvement up and trip. 4, 2, 12 and 7.
Go with Frantank on top here for the informed stable of Pierre Ung. He's yet to win, but he's getting close to a victory now, is Frantank, the 5-year-old by Frankel. He's on top ahead of Adderfield. I think it's between those two. Nordic Star goes in, and I'm going to give So We Joy a chance. Hasn't won for 578 days, beating Apache Pass, but thought he has run okay his last couple, so we'll include him from a wide draw. 10, 4, 12, 9.
That is the preview for race number 8. Full race previews available on the website, hkjc.com. Click on audio and video. You can also hear from Hugh Bowman on Cheng Cheng Prince and Mark Unum Mission Bravo on his runner as well on the website. But on the show right now, Paul, we need your best bet, your long shot and your play, please.
Yeah, we're going to go with the older horse, actually, the grey horse here, Legion of Merit. Now, this horse comes up in race number 3. He ran 4th at his last start. He's trialled really well since as well. I think he's ready to win. He's a well-rated horse at the moment. You see him coming down the outside in this particular race. We saw this race before with Lucky Banner, who's racing as well. But Blissful Stars in this, and Nordic Star, who did end up winning the race. It was wide most of the way, and he stayed on really nicely, Legion of Merit. So he was entitled to drop off. I thought it was a good run, and he's ready to win. So he's the best. Long shot just had the 1 start as Shanghai Style. Pulled up lame after that start. Drawn nicely in barrier number 3. Should be right on the pace. And he's another one that's trialled really well since with blinkers on. And he had blinkers on for the first time here on race day. So hopefully we'll get a double figure price about him. Race 5, number 6. And we'll do the play early on in race 2, one of the feature races, with Cheng Cheng Prince up to 1650. Find My Love and Alacrity both coming onto the surface for the first time. 1, 4, 6.
Best is in the last. Frantank, I think he can get a win on the board. He is trained by Pierre Ung, and this was his effort going back a couple of starts ago there with Adderfield, running him down over the final stages. So look, he's in good winning. He's in good form at the moment. I think he can sit in a good spot from his low draw and to get the win on the board. He's got to turn around the weights there for that neck beating on that last performance there, does Frantank. The value, G-Liner, he's a horse that is drawn better, drew out last time out, so he ran well from a good draw 2 starts ago. And Capital Delight, Maniac, and Good Buddy to play in race 7 of the evening.
We will go early. Race 1, number 5, Blissful Star's been good at his last 2 starts on the all-weather. Antoine Hamlin rides him again for Jimmy Ting. Young Horizon trot up really well next to Super Legends on the all-weather between starts, so we'll make him the long shot and the play. Race 1, 3 Amazing Teens, 5 Blissful Star, 8 Righteous Doctor and the Old Boy in a QQP 3, 5 and 8. This is what is coming up in Hong Kong after Wednesday night at Sha Tin. Group 1 racing on Sunday. Group 1 Centenary Sprint Cup with a 12:30 kickoff for Trackside Live. And a Trackside Live 9 races from Happy Valley on the 31st. That has been Racing to Win. Thanks to the boys, both Paul and Tom. We'll see them and we'll see you at Sha Tin on Wednesday night for a 7:15 start.